it's time for Mix It Up Monday. This hop is hosted on the Peacecraft Love Facebook group, and Miss Tara over at the Paper Snob does all the work behind it. Here is our sketch. The way we do it is we take a sketch and then we add mixed media to it. This was created by Misty Murphy, and she's got 6 little 2x2s. It looks like little mini Polaroids inside, like a big block. You know, there's some embellishments down here with the title, and then she's got this opportunity to write a big little story here. So that's what we got going on as our sketch. Now what I have is these photos of my daughter. These were trying on wedding dresses. These are the no dresses, you guys. These were the no dresses. And frankly, there's a couple I thought, holy cow, you look stunning. But she's like, I don't feel good. So I'm not going to show you the yes dress because that's for the wedding. But these are my no dresses. Now that being said, as you can see, I will not be cutting these down to 2x2 because they'll be too little. So I'm going to use this size instead of like the faux Polaroid. I may do something. We'll see how that works. I'm sorry. Hold on. So I've got those photos. What I think I'm going to do, so I pulled out this 49 and Market. No, stop it. She's in a mood, y'all. It's Artist Tranquility. I guess it's the Artist Tranquility collection. Let me see. I have all these things, you guys. And that's kind of one of the reasons I picked it too. I picked it for the soft color palette because I think it's perfect with wedding dress photos. But then I also have all these things to work with. I think, let's see here. Yes, Tranquility. So that's the collection I have. And I'm thinking from a mixed media standpoint, I've pulled out a couple of distress oxides here. I've got Tattered Rose and Bundled Sage. I think these look like they'll go with this collection. I haven't tested them or anything, but they look pretty good. And I got a couple stencils here. This one looks kind of, you know, it's florally, almost like a little lace or something. And then I've got, of course, little hearts. I need to get some more heart stencils, you guys. This is the only one I have, and I get bored with it. So, but these, I think, some kind of way might work together. I do have these rub-ons, too. Although I don't think this counts as mixed media. But I kind of love this. I'm kind of wondering if I can use one of these for a title. But on the other hand, I have some good chipboard titles. I don't know the answer, y'all. This might go... What if it goes along the side over there instead of the journaling? I don't know. We'll see. So this is what I'm starting with. I have to pick up my photo or the papers and whatnot to start. So, like, this is really pretty, you guys. Look at this. This is a great little vintagey background paper here. This might be it. I don't know. I got to go through these. Anyway, this is what I'm starting with. So let me get to working and I'll be back on in a minute. Okay, you guys. So what I've decided on using... And I'm so sorry I have not re-listened to my intro, so I hope I don't tell you the exact same things. But I decided to use that, like, I think it's a bone-colored cardstock. I think it was Basil, smooth cardstock, as the very back. And then I've got this blue, really beautiful, kind of distressed-looking, mixed media-looking almost pattern as going to be like the main background. And then, or I say main background, the pattern paper, the square when you look at the sketch. And then this with the little floral here, I'm going to trim this down. It's going to be the longer block. And my initial thought was those florals were going to act as the 3... Oh, because by the way, I did flip the sketch, you guys. All my photos of my daughter in the wedding dresses, essentially all of them. There's one that's not. But every single one of them, she's looking to the left. And so I flipped the sketch so that the pictures are on the right instead of the left. So... that's one major change I made, but it's not so significant that, I mean, you know, it's just a flip. So the floral here, initially this long paper, I thought, okay, I'm going to let that floral act as the 3 florals on the bottom of the little block of photos. But I actually do add some florals later. So, okay, mixed media. I need to add some mixed media. The challenge for me is I did pick a very light ink. The Tattered Rose is a very, very light pink, and I love it, but I'm going to end up putting it on this bone color because that's really the only piece of paper it was going to show up on. So I decided to create basically another pattern paper using this little lacy looking stencil thing. So I'm going to go around the outside edge. I don't do the middle because that's where all the papers are going to go. So you're going to see me. I kind of use a little small piece of washi on the right hand side of the paper to hold it still for just a bit. Although that's coming off because I'm going to have to put ink over there. But basically I'm just going to go around this outside here. And I'll just match my stencil pieces up, you know, along the way so it all looks seamless in a way. I do love it. It's subtle. You know, it's not like in your face, this pink. And then I think I do show you, but I'm going to sprinkle water around the outside so it kind of helps the ink activate just a little bit. I'm going to let it sit there for just a second. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that you can see that a whole bunch. Again, it's pretty subtle, and I'm not sad about it. I will add some ink at the very end as well. I'll sprinkle it over the top. So my mixed media, guys, is a little bit on the subtle side. That being said, the papers themselves have, kind of a faux mixed media in there. So it does look like the paper or the layout as a whole has mixed media. Like I said, I will add ink at the end as well. So I go ahead and decide to scuff the edges of the papers. I'll take my scissors after that blue one in just a second too, because I kind of wanted it a little more tore up a little bit in just a few little spots. So I'm going to scuff it up, and then I'll take my scissors after it and kind of cut into it a little bit. Now, the other thing I think I've already done is, I've already done it. I think they're laying there. My photos, I've already matted those on white cardstock and on pink that I pulled out of my stash. It's like a blush, or not blush, it's a rose colored pink. And I've pulled that out of my stash. It just kind of went with the florals on the paper. I looked at all my pattern papers in with the 49 Market, and I just didn't care for any of those as a photo mat. They just didn't stand out enough. So here's where I have sprinkled that water, and I'm just kind of using a little paper towel to dab it up to see, if I can get it to activate. And I can kind of see it. I mean, it's hard because it is subtle, but it looks pretty cool. I love it because I do think it kind of adds a little something without it being in your face. So here's kind of what I got going on in the way of my papers. This is where I decide I want to kind of tear up my blue just a little bit more. I didn't want it to come in just real far because I didn't actually go real far in with my ink, but in my head I'm going, okay, that'll bring attention to the outside just a little bit so you can kind of notice the ink that I did do. All right, so yeah, I'm just keep messing with that. Now, the thing I'm going to do in a second is pull my ATG gun and glue these papers down. Now, I will tell you, my ATG gun runs out of tape right in the middle of it, so I'm going to have to cut over because it's like, I get this one down, and then I go do the blue one, and it messes up. So I've got them glued down. I did pull out this rub-on that says Photos of You. This is not the title, but I just thought it's going to go over the top of the journaling, basically. So I will add journaling. I don't do it on camera, and I don't even have it in the photos, but I'll read it to you. I put the date, January 31st, 2024. I said, it's hard to believe these were the no dresses. You were so stunning. Every time you came out of the dressing room, you were breathtaking. But the yes dress blew these away and was the perfect choice for you. So I'm loving my title. I'm not going to lie. I think it's kind of funny. It's pretty, but funny. I'm going to organize the photos. Pretty much the only one I really paid attention to which was where was the top left one, because that is the only one she's looking toward the other direction. Like the other ones are all facing to the left. She's looking to the left. This is the only one she's looking to the right. So I wanted to make sure that was looking into the photos. I love the dress she selected. That is my favorite dress. But I will tell you, this one in the upper left, I thought she looked really beautiful. It was just a gorgeous dress as well. I mean, honestly, all of them looked great. The only one I didn't love was the lower right. It was a little bit boxy in the top, and she knew it. I had one picture where she's kind of putting her arms up, and she's like, I look like a wrestler or something like that. So it wasn't the most flattering style, but it's still, honestly, had she worn it, would have been beautiful. It didn't matter. I loved all these dresses, though. She did look really beautiful. It was really funny, though, because my sister has worked at David's Bridal and was kind of asking her, okay, do you like this style, that? So she had the right questions, asked her all the right questions. And so they kind of knew where to start. I let my sister go off and help her pick the ones off the thing to try on, because I'm like, I don't have a clue, y'all. I think she looks beautiful and everything. So I made my sister go help her. And they had such a good time. She had such a good time. We actually went to a whole other location, another little boutique. But that lady, unfortunately, she just really didn't have a selection. She only had basically a couple, and it was by size. So if she didn't have your size, you just didn't get to try it. It was just too small of a location to really have a lot of options. So we ended up with the dress at the first location. But it was a really good experience. She enjoyed it. We had these little signs. I'll probably do a layout about it, because it was like one of them would say, like, you look beautiful, and one said, I've seen better. And it was just kind of cute little signs that you would hold up theoretically when the person came out with their dress or whatever. So my title is Just Say No. I went with, and I'm going to fully admit to you guys, on camera, this title is hard to see. It's a light wood grain, and it kind of disappears a little bit into the paper. But in all honesty, I kind of wanted it to do that in a way. Like I really, really want your eye to go to those pictures. So the title is kind of on purpose, a little subtle as well. But I did just say no. The no is a different, it's like in a silver font. It's actually a Christmas font from Hip Kit Club, but it looks really pretty. And then down below, I'm going to build a little shelf like was in the sketch, and I'm going to use a photo strip, and then I've got a couple of branding strips. I start off with a heart and a butterfly thing that says today, but I don't keep the butterfly one. I only end up with the heart one. And then I had a little piece of lace that was like a laser cut, and that's going to end up on there as well. So now you can also see I've pulled out some flowers. I think these were actually fussy cut, if I'm honest, out of one of the packagings, if I'm not mistaken, like the back of the packaging. So you can kind of see the pink florals I kind of just laid there. I'll glue those down in just a minute. And then I've got some little like daisies, I guess, in the lower left down there. And then there was a ticket that said All My Heart. It's like a bigger ticket, and I kind of love that, so I used it. I wouldn't suggest that was in the sketch at all, but I do love it, so I thought this is really pretty. And then there was a little heart that had like a little faux string tied through it. It looked almost like a little button, little heart button, and I'll put that on there. There was actually one other thing, and I don't remember now what it was, that I had pulled out that I really kind of liked, that I would have liked to have used, but it was like, no, you're going to mess up your design here, so you have to go back in the bag. Actually, it may be laying over there. Oh, it's the circle with the little hearts all around it. It's up there in the upper right, and I like it a lot, but there just really wasn't a good spot for it because I was in my head going, oh, little hearts, that's really cute. I do put foam. I took a piece of foam strip and put it underneath that heart border strip, and then I'll put a little bit of foam underneath the heart buttony looking thing, a little bit of foam underneath a couple of the flowers, and then there's a little tiny heart. I cut it out. It was the end of the heart strip, and I just cut the little blue heart out of the paper, and I've got a little piece of foam up underneath it. And let me think what I've got going on here. I'm trying to read it. Oh, this is where I'm going to trim out the little heart here. I'll put trying to read it, trying to look at it. I'll cut this little heart. I'll fussy cut it out of that piece of paper. That was the end of the border strip because I did trim off one little heart because I didn't want it to be a full 12 inches. And that's going to go up there next to no, because I had a little gap after the title, and I wanted to kind of fill that out. So that's going to go up there, and I put that up on foam. And I think this is where I'm going to start messing with these little flowers. I use a little Nuvo glue, and like I said, a little bit of foam. I don't know why I didn't show you guys a picture with the journaling on it. I just do it exactly where the sketch kind of shows it, although, of course, I mean, flipped, but on that left-hand side of all the pictures. I really love how this layout turned out, I'm not going to lie. At first, I was a little bit concerned because I felt like the pictures were a little bit, the papers were almost too ornate and subtle in all the things at the same time. Like every time I laid things together, I was like, well, that's a little too many flowers, or it was, just, it felt like there wasn't enough like contrast between different things. So I'm pleased with what I ended up with. I think the blue background with the little bone colored cardstock and then the big floral is just beautiful. I love this collection. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I didn't get all of it though. I feel like I got some kind of mini pack or something like that. That must be why I don't have enough papers. Either that or I've used them all, which is also possible. Okay, so anyway, I've taken all my Nuvo glue, and I did bend up my flowers, to kind of curl them up a little bit. And then I decided to hop over here, and I'm going to do some sprinkles because I know it's Mix It Up Monday. And I want to add some, but I'll tell you again, this ink is a very light ink. So when I sprinkle this on, and the fact that the papers themselves already have, kind of faux mixed media, it's a little tricky to see. So you can see it on the branding strip probably the best because it didn't have any mixed media on it originally. So it's probably easiest to see there. But there you go. You can kind of see my outside of my stencil and the outside of the paper. You can see a little bit of the sprinkles. And there you go. That's the slowdown, you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you check out the playlist because we do have a group of folks that play along with the Mixed Up Monday. And, of course, we got 30 days of sketches going on, so I got videos every day. So make sure you watch those and binge all the things. There's a whole playlist of that as well. And thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you tomorrow. Bye.